There are moments in life that stop you in your tracks. Moments when you're sitting in an office, a hospital room, or waiting for a phone call, hoping for good news. And then the answer comes. Not the answer you prayed for. Not the answer you hoped for. Just a simple, painful no. A treatment didn't work. A test result wasn't what you expected. A condition isn't improving. A door that you desperately wanted to open suddenly feels closed. And if you've ever been there, you know those moments can leave you with more questions than answers. You replay every conversation. You search for something you might have missed. You wonder what happens next. And in those moments, hope can feel very far away. But here's something important to remember. A doctor's report is real. A diagnosis is real. A medical opinion is real. Ignoring those things doesn't help anyone. But those things are not the final authority over your faith. Because throughout Scripture, there were countless moments when people found themselves facing situations that looked impossible. Situations that made no sense. Situations where the outcome seemed already decided. And yet, God continued to show his ability was not limited by what people could see. One of my favorite reminders comes from Jeremiah 32, verse 27. Behold, I am the Lord, the God of all flesh. Is there anything too hard for me? Behold, I am the Lord, the God of all flesh. Is there anything too hard for me? Think about that question. Not a statement, a question. Is there anything too hard for me? When fear starts talking, remember that question. When discouragement starts growing, remember that question. When you're tempted to believe the story is already over, remember that question. Because hope is not pretending a situation isn't difficult. Hope is believing that God is still present in the middle of it. Sometimes God brings healing. Sometimes God provides strength for the journey. Sometimes he opens doors no one expected. Sometimes he carries people through seasons they never thought they could survive. But in every case, he remains faithful. And that's where hope lives. Not in having all the answers, not in knowing exactly how everything will unfold, but in knowing who walks with you through it. So if you've received difficult news recently, if your heart feels tired, if you're struggling to see beyond the report in front of you, take a moment and remember that God has not changed. His love has not changed. His power has not changed. His presence has not changed. And while you may not know every step ahead, you can still place this day in His hands. One day at a time. One prayer at a time. One step at a time. Because the doctor's report may describe your situation, but it does not define God's ability. And where God is present, hope still has a place to live. And before I end, I just want to read Jeremiah 32, verse 27 again. Behold, I am the Lord, the God of all flesh. Is there anything too hard for me? Is there anything too hard for Him? Don't stop trusting Him. Keep on trusting Him. Because there is nothing too hard for Him to do. Your journey of faith starts with a spark. Let wisdom light the way.